And welcome to another one of my live stream lectures this evening. And before I get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. My YouTube channel truly would not be where it's at today without all of my supporters. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is, why is it I'm beginning to notice, I'm just beginning to notice that in terms of why are so many content creators homeless or being evicted? I'm seeing a lot of this on social media. And although I fully retired September of 2023, I'm a licensed therapist. I specialize in the field of addiction, and I still maintain all of my credentials. So as a therapist, I'm looking at and listening to a lot of things, a lot of people, not just on social media, but in everyday life. But I'm noticing it just seems to be very popularized in terms of homeless content creators. They go on these platforms and self-disclosing their own business in terms of their homelessness, living in their car or living in rental units or whatever. And I'm beginning to notice more and more of this, and I'm a content creator. My channel, January of 2026, make 3 solid years, my channel will be monetized. My channel is over 5 years old. But, I tell anybody, if you are a content creator, whether you're monetized or not, because it took me 2.5 years to monetize my channel, and I was still in the workforce, and I still made money at my home office under my credential. So I'm still doing things even in retirement that ain't got nothing to do with YouTube to generate ongoing other stream income, not even counting my retirement checks, people. And what I'm beginning to notice in terms of all of these homeless content creators, and I listen to people, because they tell everything on these platforms, and they're showcasing their homeless lifestyle in these vehicles or living in storage units, throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. They're making content centered around being homeless, but at the same time, they're a content creator. Some are even monetized. And, I tell anybody, I've always known this. I don't care if you are still in the workforce. I don't care if you have your own business. I don't care if you got a stream of income from as being a content creator. Understand, world, you still need multiple streams of income. Real talk. Whatever amount of money I make from YouTube, but don't make, like I say, January of 2026, make 3 years that my channel has been monetized. But let me tell you something, real. I do not base my livelihood waiting on a YouTube check. I got a couple of pensions to be hitting me for the rest of my life. Actually, 3 of them. I'm a retired military, retired from the state of North Carolina, state government. So my money is there, irregardless if YouTube want to pay me or not. And whatever amount of money I make from YouTube as a monetized content creator, I just reinvest that money. I'm not basing my livelihood off that check, because if your channel is monetized, we're considered like a 1099 independent contractor. So, the money we make as a content creator can vary from month to month, and it can be very unpredictable. So that's one of the reasons, a critical reason, you don't want to base your livelihood waiting on a YouTube check. You need a primary source of income. And it's nothing wrong with wanting to be a content creator, but you have a higher purpose in regards to wanting to be a content creator other than, oh, I just want to make money. Because I'm going to tell you something, you're going to have to put some footwork into this thing. You ain't no step up into this game and thinking you're gonna make a whole lot of money quick and fast. Real talk. It took me 2.5 years, and I was still in the workforce, of blood, sweat, and tears to monetize my channel. So that means you ain't getting no check while you're trying to monetize. So I will hope you got a primary job, because your bills ain't gonna stop. And even after you get monetized, that don't mean the money gonna come flooding in. You're gonna have to still put in some work, because like I said, January of 2026, I make 3 full years that I've been monetized. But I need for you to hear, world, I do not base my livelihood waiting on the YouTube check. I do not pay my bills waiting on the YouTube check. Whatever money I make or don't make as a content creator, I just reinvest that money into my financial portfolio. And that's real talk, people, because I understand and embrace that business model as a content creator. I embrace that business model. Is whatever money I made as a content creator or have made since I've been monetized, I have always viewed that as another stream of income. Real talk. So as I'm listening to a lot of these homeless content creators, and I'm listening to them and observing them on these social media platforms, because they're showcasing, telling everything. And as I listen to them go about their day or whatever they're talking about, I'm noticing what I don't hear, that these homeless content creators, what I don't hear them talking about, how that they're out there trying to find a full-time W-2 job with benefits so they can build their retirement. Real talk. I don't hear that. Because as an independent contractor, we get, for YouTube, we get a 1099 at the end of the year to reflect our revenue that we made for the whole year. But understand, as a 1099 content creator, that you better have some kind of medical insurance. As a 1099 worker, you better have some kind of life insurance, medical insurance, 401. You're gonna have to get all that on your own. Because I'm gonna tell you something, by me being a veteran, I'm getting my medical benefits for the rest of my life. I'm getting medical benefits from the state of North Carolina for the rest of my life, and a couple of pensions for the rest of my life, which ain't got nothing to do with YouTube. So with a lot of these homeless content creators, when they're not embracing that business model and understanding, you're still going to need a full-time W-2 job simultaneously while you're a content creator, because you're going to need medical insurance, 401. You're going to have to purchase your own dental insurance. And if you got dependents, they're going to need medical insurance, dental insurance. All that's on you. And YouTube ain't paying like that. Yeah, you got your millionaire content creators, but everybody ain't at that stratosphere. So in the meantime, you got bills to pay. You're going to have accountability and responsibilities, taking care of yourself, your kids, and etc. Bills don't stop because you're a content creator. Real talk. Because like I said, YouTube can shut me down right now. That ain't gonna stop my retirement income coming from the United States Marine Corps, from the military. That ain't gonna stop my retirement check coming every month from the state of North Carolina. That ain't gonna stop my royalty checks hitting me for the rest of my life from 2 world-renowned publishing companies. That's not gonna stop me from generating ongoing revenue under my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center, because I'm a licensed therapist. I still make money under my credential, under my company. I had my company simultaneously all throughout the workforce. Last 25 years in the workforce, I had my company simultaneously. So when I retired September of 2023 from state government, I'm still maintaining my professional credentials, people. All of that ain't got a doggone thing to do with YouTube. My company, 25 plus years strong, been around long before YouTube. So I say that to say, and I think from what I deduce, the reason why it seems like it's just so popular, where you got all these content creators, homeless, living out of their car, living out of storage sheds, because all they're doing is just trying to make money off being a content creator. Really? that money, and then you got to get monetized. Then it's going to take a while to really to see the return on your investments in terms of your YouTube checks rising and rising. August of 2024. And I'm going to tell you, when you really pierce the veil to start really seeing significant money as a content creator, when your channel reach the stratosphere where you're tapping into brand deals, people. Real talk. August of 2024, my channel was way monetized August of 2024. August of 2024, my channel just came eligible for major brand deals, people. And I was already monetized. August of 2024, I had well over 300,000 plus subscribers. So my channel was already in a stratosphere based off hard work behind the scene to make it to the stratosphere where companies seek me out to go into a contractual agreement to pay this content creator, to pay me to run their product and services and brand across my channel. And you notice I said enter into a contractual agreement. And it took a lot of blood work, footwork behind the scene to propel my channel to that level of August of 2024 to become eligible for major brand deals. That's when you begin as a content creator, begin to see the return on your investment in terms of your income going up with YouTube when you pierce the veil and start getting those brand deals. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work. Because I tell anybody, ain't nothing in this world of true value gonna come quick and fast. But just because I became a content creator, that don't mean I was gonna quit my retirement job, really. Just because I became a content creator, that don't mean I'm gonna start generating revenue under my company based off my credential that's 25 plus years strong, really. You know, becoming a content creator, I stepped in embracing that business model. And if you're just money driven, if you're just stepping up into this just to make money and that's your primary focus, you ain't gonna last. Because as a content creator, I will hope you got a strategic business plan in place. A strategic business plan. My business, well, it ain't just YouTube goals, but my strategic business plan is well over 32 plus pages long, people, with measurable goals, with measurable objectives in the middle of that business plan, and on the far right of that business plan, projected due dates that link to each goal. You gotta have a strategic business plan in place with goals and measurable objectives and projected due date, which is the driving force behind your channel. And you're gonna have to update that business plan, revise that business plan. You gotta be looking at that business plan, touching that business plan on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, because if you don't have a business plan in place for anything you do in relation to business, how are you going to measure your progress? Real talk. And most people ain't willing to do all that. Oh, they think that I just want to be a content creator and quit my job and make a whole lot of money. Really? What if it takes you 2, 3, 4, 5 years to monetize your channel? And even when your channel's monetized, even when my channel got monetized, I didn't see any really significant money until maybe a year and a half after I was monetized. So in the meantime, you still got bills to pay, accountability, responsibility, take care of yourself, your kids, to take care of your bills, keep a roof over your head, your car note, car insurance, food, gas, medical, dental, retirement, 401, real talk, people. And you got people who are billionaires, and still got multiple streams of income, still got multiple businesses going on, people. They ain't just getting that millions of dollars to make them a billionaire or a millionaire from one stream of income. They still going up and they still getting up and going to stakeholders meetings, all types of meetings to keep their revenue stream in multiple directions. So help me understand. Just because some people think they just want to be a content creator, quit their job, don't do nothing else, help me understand. If you got people who are millionaires and still getting up every day, going to meetings, stakeholders meetings to keep their money flowing from multiple streams, real talk, people. Because I tell anybody, ain't nothing in this world, of true value gonna come quick and fast. Even though I'm retired, I still have meetings to go to. I have stakeholders meetings to go to continue to make money under my company. I ain't talking about no dog on YouTube. To continue to make money under my company, Parents and Associates Resource Center, to continue to generate revenue under my credentials, under my company, if I want to continue to generate revenue under my company. Even as a content creator, if I want to continue to see my YouTube chats rise and rise on a monthly basis, I got to continue to research a lot of my topics, do a lot of work behind the scene. I have to continue to update my business plan, to revise my business plan, to make sure I'm meeting my YouTube goals on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Real talk, people, because there are many of my topics. Because the whole concept of my channel is that money piece, that financial piece, and etc. I'm also a licensed therapist. I specialize in the field of addiction. So there are many topics that I'm doing a lot of research behind the scene based on what topic I'm going to do. I may do a topic on relapse prevention. I may do a topic on disease concept of addiction. I may do a topic or a lecture on how to recognize the signs of relapse when a person has relapse on alcohol or drug. So I'm doing a lot of research behind the scene on many of my topics before I get in front of this camera, and that is work, people. I work harder now than ever before as a content creator behind the scene to continue to push my channel into the next stratosphere, people. Real talk. You know, my channel won the YouTube, earned the YouTube Silver Play Button Award January of 2023, which was a tremendous feat. You know, in order to win the YouTube Silver Play Button Award, the channel has to reach that first 100,000 subscribers. There's some other stringent requirements before YouTube will award you that YouTube Silver Play Button Award. All of your content has to be original. I believe I got well over 9,000 published videos. All of your content has to be original. You can't violate none of those community guidelines. You cannot utilize anybody else's content or music in any shape, form, or fashion, because that would be considered plagiarism. So though all of those stringent requirements have to be met, and trust me, YouTube is going to dissect your channel. They're going to dissect your channel before they award that content creator that Silver Play Button Award. Because when you reach that stratosphere, there's a tab that'll surface in your YouTube studio to make application for that Silver Play Button Award. And then once you make application, YouTube going to spend 2 solid weeks dissecting your channel to make sure you have met all of those stringent requirements, to include hitting that first 100,000 subscribers. And you better believe I busted my butt to position my channel at that level to be awarded that YouTube Silver Play Button Award. Tremendous amount of research behind the scenes, behind a lot of my topics, preparation behind the scenes, adhering to the YouTube community guidelines, publishing content on a daily basis, people. In a lot of that, I was still in the workforce, working for state government, doing my company simultaneously. So now I'm just focusing more on my company, Parents and Associates Resource Center. But make no mistake, I'm still working behind the scenes as a content creator to continue to push my channel into the next stratosphere. And that is what a lot of these content creators who are homeless living in their car or living in these storage sheds don't want to do. They don't want to buckle down and get a full-time job, get a W-2 job. You got money coming from that direction. Do the hard work behind the scene to get your YouTube channel to a level where it's generating ongoing revenue, but consider that revenue just as another stream of income. Real talk, people. Because think about this. If you are just a 1099 anywhere for anybody, with being a 1099 independent contractor, that does not come with benefits. That does not come with medical, a dental, a 401, a retirement. That's all on you. So if you ain't purchasing your own medical and dental and paying into your own retirement and paying into Social Security, you're going to get yourself in a world of trouble with the Internal Revenue Service. If you ain't got no medical insurance, no dental insurance, no health insurance, you financial destruction by one emergency visit or one doctor's visit or one dentist visit if you're behind and got no insurance. Real talk. And this is what a lot of people don't want to talk about. And that's why I tell people, if you're going to be a content creator, you got to have a foundation somewhere, some kind of W-2 job, or you got your own business that generates significant income in addition to being a content creator. Real talk. Because like I said, my YouTube checks, I just reinvest. I don't base my livelihood, never have and never will, waiting on a YouTube income. Real talk. So share this information. I've been wanting to touch bases on this for a while now. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.